New York, what's up, New York? Listen, we in New York, right? This is hip hop. This is hip hop.
Welcome back to our second segment of Crash the Industry. Some people talk about change. Others are the change. And when it comes to empowering the next generation, there's one man who moves with purpose and passion, and that's Zoe. A proud Afro-Latino, a former pro athlete turned educator, a leader who walks the halls as a dean of students by day and a mentor by night. As the president and founder of Slice of Excellence, he's redefining how we uplift our youth, trading report cards for pizza and turning academic success into a movement. But that's not all. He's the mastermind behind the Conversations with Zoe, a podcast built to challenge perspectives, bridge the gap, and inspire the culture. From the field to the classroom, from the mic to the movement, he's here to make an impact. Give it up for Zoe, the one and only.
Appreciate you, my brother.
What's going
Thank
on,
you.
brother?
How you doing?
I'm good. I've been preparing for this interview for a little minute, watching your shows and getting to see the things that you do behind the scenes.
Thank you.
I want to say it's a blessing for what you're doing for the youth. You know, I have a nonprofit. I haven't gotten things off the ground, but I still look at all you guys who's already just like jumped in head first, and I think it's amazing because our community really needs this.
Well, no, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for everybody that's behind Crash the Industry TV, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So what inspired you to take the role of a mentor, and how has that journey evolved over the years?
Man, my village, you know, I had an amazing village growing up. I actually grew up a few blocks from here on 158th and Brook. So if it wasn't for the people that wrapped their arms around me as a kid, you know, I wouldn't be here today. So for me, I'm here to keep the good times going. And the only way to be a part of the change is to be a part of it. You feel me? Like, you got to get your feet wet, you got to get your hands dirty, and you got to, everything I got is out the mud. That's the only way I know. And I'm just here to pass the information on.
So when you was growing up over here off of Brook Ave, could you ever imagine something being built like this on this corner?
Never in my life. Never in my life. Like, no, absolutely not. Like, and that's the beauty of exposure, because as I got older, I knew it was possible, but I would say before I left the Bronx to go to boarding school, before the age of 16, I would tell you no, for sure.
But it's progressing.
For sure.
Slowly but surely.
It
you know,
is.
they call this like, what is it, like the North Pole? It's like the last untouched part of
Right.
like being gentrified and having everything built, but it's happening slowly.
Right.
Definitely. So what's the biggest challenge you face when mentoring young people, and how do you overcome it?
I think the biggest challenge is sometimes being impatient. You know, you don't know that the person doesn't know what's good for them or not. You know, but I'm a person that I believe through a relationship you could break those barriers. And I know a lot of things. For me, we come from areas where what's the catch? You know, like, and for me, there's no strings attached. Like, I love every child you put in front of me. I love that child, and I'll do anything for them. It's just in my nature. So I know when you think of like, damn, like, he just sending pizza to kids, like, he don't even know these kids. I don't have to know you to love you. You know what I'm saying? And I just care that much, you know, and it's the only way that we're gonna make a difference. And at the end of the day, God is the plug. So I got the greatest resource you could ever think of.
I like that saying. What made you come up with that slogan, God is the plug?
Man, he's the, like, cause you know, I like to take a positive spin on everything that's going on, you know, you could say in the streets, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I call myself the king of the sidewalks. You know what I'm saying? I don't claim the street, I claim the sidewalks. Gangster, you know, therapy is gangster. You know, I have an episode called Therapy is Gangster. So gangster is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of your kids, doing the right thing, paying your bills, going to work, that's gangster. So I always just try to take a positive spin on things that are so-called trendy.
Absolutely. I believe that us doing what we're doing now, coming from where we come from, is gangster. Showing that these, you know, I have a friend who said him and his son watches the show, And now his son is like, we could do TV. We could be on TV, and he's not saying just any black person. What he's saying is someone from our hood, someone that you grew up with, that we could be on TV. So like me having this show had one small impact on one person, a kid. So hopefully that kid grows up and gets in media, and they don't go do the things me and his father did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's beautiful when you can impact the culture like that or the kids. And I think that's gangster, what you're doing. And me, by accident, for starting a show that I thought was for older people, even a younger person can, take something from it.
Absolutely.
So can you share a moment where you truly felt like you changed someone's life through Slice of Excellence?
Man, it is. All right, so let's go with the most recent one, right? Because I have a bunch, but shout out to the Eye Level Project.
Okay.
It's this young queen who has a film and production nonprofit where every Black History Month they do workshops every Sunday to teach kids about film, developing film, photography, and things of that nature. So it's every Sunday for 3 weeks, and at the end they have an exhibit. My partnership, my role in the partnership is I provide food for the kids to eat before they go home.
Okay.
So shout out to 7th Street Burger, shout out to Johnny's Pizza, Yeti's Empanadas, who are the people that provide the food. So pretty much I just connect the dots. So 7th Street Burger, that's family. They got a location right there in Brooklyn. So hey, we got 20 kids doing this workshop every Sunday. Can we get them food? And boom, easy. So that's part of that. So a kid, I met him last year. I seen him at this year's exhibit, and he's like, yo, like, you taught me that so much more is possible. You know what I'm saying? You don't know me from a hole in the wall, and look how much you did for me and everybody a part of this class, and you don't know us. And you made me feel like I need to be doing more, right? I need to step up academically and do what I need to do. So it was just beautiful to see that I had that impact on that young Black man's life.
That's beautiful. I would love to hear more about that off camera.
Oh
about
yeah,
that,
for sure.
That weekend program thing. So do you do all the legwork yourself? Like, do you go out to these restaurants and places and be like, hey, look, I got this program. I would like you to be a partner in it and stuff like that?
Well, no. So everything happened from social media, and I feel like social media is to connect us.
Yes.
Right. So people use social media for other things that's their business,
That's
but
their
for me,
business.
it's to connect people. So you a DM away from somebody, right? You're a post away from somebody, right? And for those out there, you want to leave meaningful comments. Like you want to leave a comment that somebody can't scroll past. Like, oh, that was thoughtful. There was intent behind what that person said. So 7th Street Burger reached out to me. I was already doing my thing with the pizzas. He's like, yo, we could do the after school attendance party with burgers at my spot. And that was 3 years ago. So we've been rocking ever since.
That is a beautiful thing, I think I had to learn from my wife that when you focus and narrow what you want to do on social media, everything starts clicking. So, like you said, we're a DM away from somebody. Like when we got put onto you, we wasn't sure you was going to be like, yeah, I'll pull up to the show. Then we DMs you. You're like, yeah, I would love to do it. Like, so yeah, people got to take the social media serious.
Yeah.
And you got to connect the dots because like you never know. I might have somebody who might want to do that and donate to you and be a part of that because it's all about bridging and connecting the dots. So the idea of trading grades for pizza is both simple and genius. How did that concept come to life?
Man, I won't give the charter school I was working at no clout, but I was working at a charter school in the Bronx during COVID, and it was my first. Like I'm a coach by default. Like baseball is my thing.
Okay.
So, but at the time, I'm like, damn, like we gotta focus more on academics. Like the whole sports thing is great, but how are we incentivizing and highlighting students doing well academically, right? So that's where Slice of Excellence came from. But at the school, my numbers was trash, and it's a very data-driven school. So they pretty told me like, yo, we don't know what we're gonna do with you, but you gotta figure it out. And my way of figuring it out was like, yo, listen, highest test score Friday gets pizza. And this is COVID, so I sent you pizza to your house. Now, I didn't know that all these other great things would come from it because it's a positive phone call home, right? So one, like you see your teacher number, it's like, oh man, what's this about? But I'm telling you, hey, Michael did great and I would love to send pizza to your home. What would be a good time? What would be a good date? What are the toppings, right? One mom was like, yo, I got 5 kids. Great. I'm sending for everybody. This is for everybody that's in the
You
household.
get send a whole little pie.
You know what I'm saying? And that's based off Little Michael's excellence. That's based off what he did, right? That his family gets to have dinner for his academic hard work.
So you make him proud to want to do it again, and the
Absolutely.
family proud of him, and now they
Yeah.
encouraging him.
Right, so, and then it's, you know, sometimes as a child, and even as parents, this is what you're supposed to be doing. So what do I have to reward you for? You're supposed to be doing that. But that little bit of pizza and that little reward goes a long way in seeing some social proof that what you're doing is worth something. So I started with my own, I didn't even have my, you know, I had my girls' Domino account. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending pizzas to everybody's house. My mentor was like, yo, you got to get your paperwork right. And that's when I did the whole 501c3 and everything, and I went full in on it. And it's such an easy concept that it's kind of seamless, you know what I'm saying? It's not hard to get behind.
It just steamrolled.
Yeah, it just went crazy.
That's dope. That's a beautiful thing. So what's the deeper message behind Slice of Excellence beyond just rewarding the kids for good grades, which you kind of touched on just now?
Man, just, you know, really putting myself out there more and showing kids that you can stay on the sidewalks and it's all right. Because the deeper message is make a choice and stand on it. And I know it's hard not to go in the same direction that the flock is going in. Everybody wants to be gang and all of that stuff, right? But what happens when you know that in your heart that's not for you? And I'm one of those kids from Brook Ave that I knew in my heart that it wasn't for me. So the deeper message is to validate those children that deep in their hearts want to stay on the sidewalks.
You know, I just had the privilege of being invited to a hip hop award, and I got to see Busta Rhymes get awarded. And before him, Amadeus, the producer, came on.
Shout out to my brother. Conversation with Zoe Lum. That's my brother.
So Amadeus got to give this speech, and he spoke about being from 169th, right here in the Bronx. And he said when people come up to him and be like, yo, you was from 169th and you made it out, it's a beautiful thing. So when you speak to Amadeus, his choice was not to go with the herd, like you said. So sometimes, you know, that little thing that you just did right there, which turned into a bigger thing, to not diminish what you did, it's a great thing that you did, but that one slice of pizza might keep that kid's trajectory. You could be outside, but when your friends go to do something, go the other way. You don't want to get in trouble. You want to make your mom proud. You want to make your coach proud.
Right.
You know.
It's crazy. I said to myself a few days ago, I knew what time it was in the streets. I didn't know what time I had to be home. So I know what's going on out there, and I know what time I got to be in that house. And that's cool. I know FOMO is real, the fear of missing out and all of that, but tomorrow's another day. And like I said, if it's not in you to do it, then just go home.
And you can hear the story at lunchtime.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. I'm saying, hope y'all, yo, good luck, bro. But I'm not doing that.
So this question I really had to ask you. As a dean of students, you have to uphold a certain standards.
Right.
How do you balance that with having a podcast where you might need to speak freely and engage in tough conversations?
Man, it's the most beautiful thing in the world because everything I'm doing aligns.
Okay.
So from Slice of Excellence to being a dean to the podcast, it all aligns. You know, with the message, with the intent. Obviously, some guests, we veer off a little bit, but for the most part, it's all the same because we all want to spread the same message. Whether you was in the streets and now you're on the sidewalks or you walked a straight line your whole life. But it's the best thing because I'm showing you in real time that you can be where you love every day. And I'm showing you that the access and opportunity that education rewards you. Because baseball is over, baseball been over, but my education is gonna take me way further in life, right? So you could have both. You could come here, work, do what you gotta do, pay your bills. All this being a struggling artist stuff is over. You know what I'm saying? Get a job, work. You know what I'm saying? But there's 24 hours in a day, and you gotta maximize those every day. So we spoke earlier about, you know, scheduling, and you said during the other episode off camera that, you know, people say you don't go outside, but you focus on something.
Absolutely.
Like you got your energy somewhere that makes you feel good, gives you purpose, and you love doing. So Crash Industry TV is where your time is going. You want to come pull up, go behind the scenes, go do something with me, but this is where I'm at, and you know where I'm at. So you're either going to support it or get out the way.
Absolutely. And with that said, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with Zoe. So away.
Absolutely.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader. I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
The way my mind works, I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
Analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I am more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
All right, so we're back with the next half of the show with my guest Zoe. Before we get into the next bunch of questions, I want to ask him, I seen the ring. What's that ring about?
Man, shout out to the Yorkville Eagles, my travel baseball team. It's an organization based out of East Harlem in the Upper East Side that I coach for. I've been there a few years. So baseball is always my first love. That's what kept me out the streets. That's what kept me busy. And this is my way of not only having a second job, but also giving back, being a mentor, and being a part. So this fall, we won our first championship, man. And it was it's an amazing feat.
That's for you coaching now?
Facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that wasn't from when you was a player?
Nah, when I was a player, my last championship, well, I won a championship overseas in 2019 when I was in Europe, in Austria.
Okay, so you came back from bowling to being a teacher?
Yeah, so I came back, so I was there 2018. This is cool, because I actually had to fill out an application earlier, and I had to tell about my work gap. And it's cool, because I was in Europe 2018, 2019. So that's what I was doing, playing professional baseball.
Okay.
So when I came back, my girl got pregnant, and that's when I got the job at the charter school. So I'm like, all right, cool. And COVID happened too. So it's like, cool, baseball is over. That's fine. Won a chip, fulfilled that itch. Now it's time to get the insurance, get everything I need for a baby boy, and I'm cool with that. So, I rode off into the sun, and I moved on.
Bet. So we're going to get into more unscripted questions, but let me get back to these. I just kept seeing the ring, and then someone noticed it.
Shout out to my guys, man. I love you guys.
That's dope. So what's been the most eye-opening conversation you've had on Conversations with Zoe, and how did it shape your perspective on things?
Man, the most eye-opening conversation. Wow. I would say of recent, it would definitely be with two people. And I can speak about it freely now.
Okay.
Shout out to my brother DNA. Shout out to my brother Graf. Two incredible battle rappers and people in the industry. But they've both lost their parents, right? And I was in the process of losing my mother when I interviewed them. So seeing how they've lived through the grief and what they got going on, having lost a parent, I couldn't talk about it publicly because my platform is so big. So I don't want to put all my family business out there just because I want to talk about it. But they said everything for me. Everything I was feeling was actually something that they said for me. You know what I'm saying? With the grief and everything they're going through. My mother was in hospice. That's why we had to reschedule the last time. So my mom just passed on the 17th of January, right? So it was just so eye-opening, just all the emotions that they were going through. And then everything that I was going through in that current moment, in and out of the hospice, in and out of the hospital, anxious, not really sleeping that well, still showing up at school, still showing up for my kids. And it was just a crazy feeling. So as of recent, definitely those two conversations, just showing the world, grief.
So I want to say my condolences because we were interacting with you around that time.
Right.
So I know what that feels like. Like last year, February 13th, my mom's passed.
Wow, my condolences.
And I was in the middle of my artist's campaign. We did a campaign called 28 Days, where we recorded 28 songs and filmed 28 videos and put it out all in 28 days. Every day we were filming. And when my sister called me, she was like, yo, look, you need to see mom before they take her off the ventilation, whatever, to make sure, just in case she doesn't pull through. When I went down with my wife, I grabbed her hand. I said, yo, mom is gone. I said, you got this? She was like, I got it. Me and my aunt They was like, we got this. I said, y'all handle everything. Whatever you say goes. Y'all dealt with her every day while this was going on. And I'm the oldest.
Right.
So I put everything in my sister's hands. I said, you don't have to worry about calling me for nothing. Whatever you want to do is what you want to do.
Right.
I said, I'm going to get focused on what I'm going to do. And I kind of suppressed everything.
Right.
Still to this day. Like, me and my sister may have brief conversations, and it's just like, sometimes you don't want to deal with it. You're just like, yo, let it be. She's gone, probably in a better place. So I just want to say, I understand sometimes you don't want to express.
Right.
Sometimes you don't want to get into those emotions, you know, and I'm from the hood. We don't believe in therapy.
Right.
I think we all should go to
Therapy is gangster though, man.
I think we should all go to therapy.
Hell yeah.
You know?
And it's crazy you say that because my dad, he died he passed away in 2015 on February 15th. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. We got your mother's February 13th, my dad February 15th. So, you know, those close dates, right around that Valentine's Day time.
But at the end of the day is, you know, what I said to everybody, when they was like, you sure you want to continue doing what you're doing? I said, yeah, for the simple fact is, she know this is what I need to be doing. She know I ain't no quitter. She would want me to finish. She wouldn't want me to stop, to be there crying with all our family that came from Puerto Rico and all that. I was just like, y'all go do that. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna stay positive and stay focused, you know? So that's how I handled it. I just kept working.
Right.
I just went through the process.
Right.
So off of that subject, which is emotional and deep, what's one lesson you wish more educators and mentors understood about connecting with today's youth?
You gotta be in tune. I'd rather you ask a question and embrace what's going on than to judge it. So what causes the division, and this happens in music, but sticking to education, people judge things before they ask. You know, a kid texted me the other day, good morning, MH, and I'm like, what's MH? You know, and it stands for my heart. My heart is the graduation of beloved. We say beloved in our era, and they say my heart in this era. I'd rather ask you and embrace it and find where it fits in the context of it than to be like, why are you saying that? Why are you doing that? And that's why a lot of the youth feel so judged, right? Because we don't ask them questions. This is their time, right? So I got to get hip to what they got going on. Not every trend is for everybody. Take them shiesties off, please. But everything outside of that is, I'm here for it.
You got to have those conversations with the kids to understand them. Like, that's why I think I'm good at what I do with the artists and this, because I can relate. Because I take my time to understand them. We had our slang that our parents didn't understand. Like the other day in one of the comments, some young kid put, yo, OG, you be making bricks look fly. So I'm like, what is bricks? So I'm Googling, and I forgot one of my friends owns a sneaker store. And I say, yo, what are bricks? And he's like, yo, those are sneakers that are regular. They're not exclusives. So I'm like, what does that mean? Yeah, if it's not an exclusive pair, like an exclusive pair of Jordans or exclusive pair of Yeezys, they call them bricks because they just sit on the wall. I was like these kids, their language is totally different. So you got to stay in tune with them. I try to understand their music. I'm not a big fan of drill, but there's some drill artists I like. You know what I'm saying?
I like the sexy drill. I like the wave, the pop to it, you know what I'm saying?
You know, a lot of people were giving Cash Cobain all the credit for that, but I kind of think Pop Smoke started that.
With that rhythm?
If you listen to Dior and all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think he was the first one to like really switch from all the gangster drill to
that
smooth.
part, yeah, but I would say with the beat Cash, but with the more flat talk, more girl talk.
Yeah, that's Cash.
That's definitely Pop, you know.
He's got that lane. So what's one thing that connected you with the youth that you feel like the other teachers don't? Like, what is it that helps you embrace them?
You know, I keep my feet on the ground every day. You know, I'm in the trenches every day, you know, and I love the youth, I love the hood, I love everything about it. I just know how to pick my spots, when to be around, when not to. But I'm in schools all the time. I'm in Dykeman every day.
Okay.
So for me, is understanding that sometimes you move so far away from the problem that you become the problem, right? So there's teachers from Brownsville, Brook Ave, whatever, they live in Westchester, Long Island now. So that's their life, but they work here. So it's like, how do you look down on where you work? This is where you came from.
Absolutely.
So these are my people. These are my babies. Like, this is my family. This is my community. So I don't look down on it because this is what made me, right?
Absolutely.
So when you get up here and you work with the people down here, there's always going to be a clash. right?
It's your job to
It's
figure
your
out
job
how
to
meet in the
figure it
middle.
out. That's what we're here for.
So have you ever had a student who didn't believe in themselves? And if so, what did you do to help change their mindset?
Man, you know, just be consistent. Like, I always tell everybody, you know, give me a chance to fail you. Until I fail you, you got to give me a chance. You feel me? So I'm just consistent. I'm going to show up every day. I'm going to say what I'm going to do. Like, there's students that I help in different ways. I got one of my students, a barber in Dykeman. You feel me? Go see him. He'll text me. I'll tell him, and that's it. Don't worry about that. That's simple. You feel me? So I feel like when you just got to create creative ways to reach them. And I know everybody knows. So when we do the sneaker events or the haircuts and things like that, those are things that uplift your confidence and make you feel good. So
Absolutely.
it goes beyond the pizza. So it's just about me using my network and my resources and even my own money sometimes just to help you where you at, for me.
Got you.
And that don't cost me nothing.
So before we get out of here, looking ahead, what's next for you and Slice of Excellence, and how do you see it growing and impacting even more lives?
I know we definitely gonna get a brick and mortar soon for sure. And, you know, I want a library, a facility, you know, sports facility, academic facility, all in one. Like House of Sports up there in Ardsley, but with classrooms, barbershop classroom, beauty, like just everything. Because the thing is that it's not about funding, right? Because there's ample amount of money
The
out
funding's
there.
out there.
It's just about the people believing in something greater than them, feel me? And bringing that resource to them. So I know everybody, I know somebody that could come do the barber, do the beautician, do the podcast, do the sports. I know everybody that, because you don't got to donate your time, because I can pay you through a grant, right? So it's just all about the timing and getting the resources
And
together.
connecting those dots, like you said.
You know, creating that safe space for everybody, not after school programs, taking Saturday night lights and putting that in there, and somewhere you could go every day. I mean, no
Gotcha.
days off.
With that, tell them where they could reach you, how they could get in touch with you if they want to get involved, and, you know, just how they could follow everything you got going on.
Listen, man, Slice of Excellence on all platforms. Sliceofexcellence.org is our website if you want to support and donate. Slice of Excellence on Instagram, Conversation with Zoe podcast, and that's where we at. And I definitely want to take this last moment to say to my older sister, I love you. Thank you for everything you do for mommy and the household and the family. I know sometimes we don't see eye to eye, but, you know, I love you and I'm not giving up.
And with that being said, I would like to invite Kat back to the stage.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Miss Kat.
Absolutely.
And
Great job.
that is another
Thank you.
episode of Crash the Industry. See you.
Industry.
New York, New York, what's up, New York? Listen, we in New York, right?